We turn to Congress now, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announcing that Representative Liz Cheney will serve on a select committee to investigate the January 6th insurrection. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy has threatened to retaliate by taking away committee assignments from Republican members who agree to serve on that panel. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Garrett Hake joins us now from Washington with more on this. Garrett, can you sort of break down the latest on this special committee, other than Cheney, who's going to be serving on it, what they'll be empowered to do?
Yeah, so Cheney gets the headlines, but this is a committee of fairly heavy hitters on the Democratic side. It's also made up of three separate committee chairmen, including Adam Schiff, the Intel Committee chairman, Zoe Lofgren, who chairs the House Administration Committee, and Benny Thompson, who chairs the Homeland Security Committee and will chair this body. So it's a serious investigatory effort to get to the bottom of what happened on January 6th and do the work that a commission would have done. You mentioned Liz Cheney, obviously. She, a Republican, being picked by the Democratic-controlled, Speaker of the House to sit on the Democratic side of this panel, makes it bipartisan from the outset. We still don't know exactly what McCarthy's going to do in terms of appointing people.
Garrett, I want to ask you about the Speaker's response to McCarthy threatening to keep Republicans from doing their other work if they agree to serve on this panel.
Yeah, so backing up a little bit, we learned that last night Leader McCarthy had told Republicans that if you were going to serve on this committee by appointment of the Speaker, if you were going to take your appointment from the Democratic Speaker, you might as well be prepared to take all of your appointments from Democrats. Essentially an open-ended threat, as though he were going to pull committee assignments from Republicans if they were appointed by the Speaker. Not to say they couldn't be appointed by him to serve on this committee at a later date. He got pressed on this at his press conference earlier. Here's what McCarthy said about this. We'll talk about Pelosi's response on the other side.
I'm not making any threats about committee assignments, but as you know how Congress works, you get elected by your district and you get your committees from your conference. So when Jeff Van Drew left the party and became a Republican, he got lost his committee assignments from the Speaker and got them from the Republican conference. When Justin Amash left, he then went and got his committee assignments from the Speaker.
Pelosi said she's not really going to engage in this. This will be McCarthy's choice to make. But McCarthy maybe doesn't want the kind of showdown with Cheney that this would provide. He's done everything he can to limit her profile. And by stripping her of her committee assignments for appearing on a select committee, it just elevates her once again.
So, Garrett, Representative Cheney was one of only two Republicans to vote in favor of forming this committee. What role ultimately are Republicans going to have in whatever this committee's work it turns out to be?
Well, broadly, that remains to be seen. Cheney put out a statement. She's also spoken to reporters. She said she feels like this is her constitutional duty to take part in this and to get to the bottom of what happened. She said, by the way, she's not concerned about that threat from McCarthy. But McCarthy's got a decision to make. Does he appoint serious members who want to be involved in the investigative process, even if they do, sort of run interference for the former president or to try to drag, this entire investigative effort in a certain direction? Or does he sit on his hands and appoint no one, or maybe try to appoint only partisan bomb throwers? What the rest of the Republicans, the other 5 seats potentially that McCarthy could fill on this panel, decide to do, he's not saying.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.